Live from Iowa, welcome race fans, one and all, back to Green Flag TV. Championship situation continuing to pick up on Tuesday night as we set to eliminate 4 more and advance on to Auto Club to duke it out for the championship. My name is Lorenzo, bringing you all of the action from start to finish from the round of 8 eliminator here this afternoon from the Iowa Speedway. Boy, it is going to be an intense drive for everybody here this afternoon. 143 laps around this 0.89 mile short track. You know for a fact that this race is going to be a wild one. You look at the championship standings, absolutely nobody is safe. Grant Peterson right now only sitting 10 points above, being bumped out of the line. Spencer Ray less than that. He is 2 points behind Peterson right now. Peterson, Ray, LaFrance, and Bounty are in, but the intense battle right now between Sean Bounty, Robert Peterson, and Austin Gassione. 3 drivers separated by just 2 points, with Ryan Dingler, another 4 back on the outside looking in. The only driver that might not have a chance, who will not have a chance, Mark Brannigan Jr. has not made appearances last week, and therefore it will not be able to contend for a championship this afternoon. But for the other 7 drivers, absolutely nobody is safe. You got 20 cars that are looking to qualify, and about 20 points, 15 points separate top to bottom. So Grant Peterson could jump from 1st to 7th if he is one of the first cars out this afternoon. Vice versa, Ryan Dingler could find himself in the points lead entering this afternoon when we gear up for the final points reset. This quite literally is shaking up to be a winner-takes-all scenario. And, of course, the battle for best of the rest is tight as ever. 3 points separates not 1, not 2, but 5 cars for best of the rest. Austin McColgan, Jacob Noyes tied for the best of the rest championship. Tyler Grinnell, Bear Morton, 1 point out. They're tied for the number 3 spot in best of the rest. And then only 2 points behind them was Brandon Kluge with Stefan Purcell. So you still got a lot of tight points battles all over the racetrack and all over this field. And all of that will only serve to intensify on the type of race we're going to be seeing this afternoon. It's going to be hard. It's going to be aggressive. And boy, this is going to be one of those nights where you cannot afford to take any prisoners. If you're looking to get any kind of retribution, now would probably be a good place to try to get that job done, especially if you want to have a say in how this championship could pan out. And, of course, qualifying now underway. Justin Krudoff just finished up his lap. How about Austin McColgan putting himself to the top of the boards at the 23.66. Right now, the top 4 separated by less than 2/100ths of a second. So an unbelievably tight qualifying field here so far. Bear Morton had his first lap invalidated. And he is now working his way through turn numbers 3 and 4. And does not look like he's going to be able to get any kind of momentum going for himself. He is going to stop just shy of the start-finish line. So Bear Morton, no time logged for him, leaving just Brandon Kluge, the last car, to try to put down a qualifying lap. Brandon Kluge, one of those drivers that has been looking to impress this season, and he unfortunately does not have the chance to try to go over the top spot, but he could still take the best of the rest championship if he could get a good last couple of races in. His first qualifying lap puts him 16th out of 19 that have attempted to put down laps. And off of turn number 4, he'll fire in a heater, and that'll push him up to the number 5 spot. So that's going to be it then, at least for the qualifying laps at the time being. 19 out of 20 cars have put down times. Bear Morton, the lone driver, did not have a lap time put down. First all the way back to 16, separated by just 0.3 of a second, and it's another 0.2 back to 17th, another quarter second back to 18th, and then, well, Bear Morton 14 seconds off of the pole sitter. So Stefan Purcell, the lone car, not putting down a qualifying lap. And we're going to get set to see how everything's going to shake on up. 143 laps ready to kick off from the Iowa Speedway. Started on pole position this afternoon. You've got Austin McColgan from McColgan Racing, just 5 thou off the mark. It is Spencer Ray for All-American Motorsports. Connor LaFrance starts his race in third, and Grant Peterson is in fourth, with playoff drivers locking out the top 2 rows. Brandon Clues with that heater lap right at the end, holding 300s off the mark, starts his race in fifth alongside Eastern Stars Motorsports driver Austin Gassion. Ryan Dingler for Badger Racing starts in 7th with Jacob Noyes. Down to the number 8 spot for Inconsistency Racing. Tyler Grinnell for ESM was starting his race in 9th alongside Sean Bounty for Rebel Racing. Justin Crudup starts his run in 11th with Cole Freilich down in 12th. Robert Peterson is 13th with Sean Kaiser back in 14th. Chase Wofford is 15th. Brett Ruggers in 16th with Terrell Wheeler half a second out in 18th. Maxwell Kroll 3/4 of a second back in 18th, sorry. And then Bear Morton, Amanda Motorsports, kind of sandbagging his qualifying effort, 14.6 seconds back from the leaders. He'll be in 19th with Stefan Purcell, rounding out the top 20. Just waiting now on the last few cars, grid on up in particular. You're waiting on Terrell Wheeler. You're waiting on Barrett Morton. Everybody else, gridded up, ready to rumble. McColgan out in front, and he's going to be looking to get away from this field strong so he can put in a stellar lap this afternoon. Well, we are about ready to get this show on the road. 20 cars rumbling to life. We're ready to race at Iowa. Cars all working around turns 3 and 4. We will still have one more lap where we'll get this show on the road. It's the final elimination race, and we'll be resetting everything one more time for a 100-lap, 200-mile shootout at the Auto Club Speedway out west in California to close out another round of the OMSRL Cup Series season. What I believe is now their 6th season of competition. And again, it's winner takes all effectively in all of these points battles. I mean, you've got to be on your game. It is so close right now with the top 7 of points separated by a mere 15. Anything could happen this afternoon. So we're going to take a run down into turn numbers 3 and 4 this time by. We're happy that you're joining us for more racing action on a Tuesday night. The iRacing pace car going to make that duck down and in to pit road. In the hands now of Austin McColgan. Green flags out. It's go, go, go from Iowa. Trouble already for Spencer Ray in the early going of this one, and that was not an ideal way for Ray to kick off his night. And that is the type of mistake that could cost you a shot at the championship in the long run. Brett Rucker now getting up close and into the outside wall to boot. But taking a look back on what happened to Spencer Ray here, coming down into turn numbers 1 and 2, just got loose up the hill, gets into the up into the fence, but no caution. And then Brett Rucker having this scare in turn 2, the next lap, as Ray hunted down the inside. Rucker just pushed up a little bit, overcorrected, and snapped it back into the wall. Connor LaFrance taking over the race lead, this time by Ross McColgan. McColgan tried to battle back. Sean Bounty scrambling. He's into the infield grass, trying to hang on. He's going to lose the back end. Slides back up into traffic, and the caution comes out for the first time tonight. A lucky escape there from the field, and I think Austin McColgan managed to maintain the race lead. Boy, a wild slide there for Sean Bounty coming off of turn number 4. Just got loose. Right rear clipped the wall, and he got hooked sideways. Pedaled into the grass, hopping over the Legends Oval in the infield. And right there, the car snapped around. Here he locks it down. Slides back up into traffic. Stefan Purcell with a near miss. And he'll bring it up to a stop. Such a shame for Sean Bounty. For Spencer Ray, this could be the opportunity he needs now to try to fight his way back through the field. Right on board here with Purcell. Yeesh, just barely missed it. And that was Bounty. Caution flight out for the first time of the afternoon. Going to try to take a quick look here on this battle for the race lead here. This was second before the caution came out. Watch as Austin McColgan stuffs it in deep on Connor LaFrance. They did make door-to-door contact. That was right as the yellow flag came out as they crossed the scoring loop. That was just enough to secure McColgan with his race lead. So LaFrance, Peterson, and Gassion. As it stands, those would be 3 drivers that are now into the Final 4. Ryan Dingler might be in there as well with Bounty and Ray. 2 drivers now all the way down through the field. So I think right now the top 4 that you see highlighted in terms of your playoff field, they could be the 4 right now that move on to Auto Club if things stay as they are. Robert Peterson was already on the outside looking in, and Sean Bounty and Spencer Ray are so far back that they would lose out on points alone. So lights are out aboard the iRacing pace car. We are ready to go back to green flag racing. Pace car's off. Here comes McColgan into the restart zone, opting for the outside for the restart. We're back to green. All 20 cars still in the running, but they haven't really had a chance to get those tires up to temp. McColgan clears for the lead down to turn 1. LaFrance, Grant Peterson in hot pursuit. Connor LaFrance now trying to look around the outside for the race lead off of turn number 4. He's going to try to have to carry some of that speed up and around. He's not going to get there this time. Double file now for the top spot. Oh, look out, Kluge! Kluge sideways in 1 and 2. Still going around. He's going to loop it coming off the second corner. And that will leave us side by side for the race lead. Look at McColgan ripping the fence, trying to hang on against Conor LaFrance from the inside. LaFrance still fighting big time with Austin McColgan. The 7 and the 51. Not going to be double file because Sean Bounty has just looped it again. So more problems for Sean Bounty. Oh boy, Terrell Wheeler was giving a shot to the shorts with Stephen Purcell, and then he drifted up and just took out Sean Bounty. So there were a couple incidents here, and then he's trying to save it. May have been finished off by Barrett Morton. And the number 34 spins around, and man, Wheeler just able to miss him. This is Brandon Kluge having his problems early on. He's going to loop it fully around, but there was no caution for that. He did keep it rolling. Then we'll keep rolling with Sean Bounty here. So he works the high side of 3 and 4. Purcell going to look to the inside, and oh, Wheeler got loose on his own, and that's what forced Stephen Purcell up. Still can't tell if Barrett Morton really got into Sean Bounty at all, but the good news for Bounty, 2 crashes, but neither of them with too much of an incident, at least in terms of damage, so he should be fine. This is Purcell. Yeah, just drifted up a bit too high, and then oh, Wheeler found the fence. So Terrell Wheeler did go into the inside wall. Take another look. This will be on board with Barrett Morton. I still can't tell. I mean, he may have got him just a little bit, but it would have been negligible at that point. There you see the 43. He's going to lose it off of turn number 2 and nose it into the inside wall. And then, well, there goes Bounty around with him. Not a promising start for the number 34 car. He did come down to pit road on this latest caution to get some extra fuel in the car. Same story for Rucker and Spencer Ray. Terrell Wheeler is down a lap after he had to come to pit road and was in there for a good minute, so I'm willing to bet probably a penalty for him. Not an ideal start to this race either, as we are working lap 14 of 143. And already under our second caution flag of the afternoon. Conor LaFrance running with some holiday-themed paint schemes for his machine here this afternoon. Lights are still on aboard the iRacing safety car as we will continue to work the laps. France, just like McColgan before, picking the outside lane for the restart. Field will stack up. They'll double up, and we'll try this again. Pace car making that trip into pit road. Meanwhile, LaFrance started to back the field up a little bit here. And we're going to get back to it, trying again on lap 16, going to 17. LaFrance clears. Gassion clears. Tyler Granot trying to go with it. Whoa, no, and around goes Gassion, middle of the pack. He's going to hang on, but we got Austin McColgan into the inside wall. Disaster for the top two. Coming down onto the restart. That went to hell in the handbasket in a hurry. Take a little look. McColgan just drove it in and just dumped the one. He got some instant carbo and he lost it himself and found the inside wall. So they tried for a quick third yellow. So Cole Freilich in his first start of the season now trying to make moves, and now Ryan Dingler getting crossed up out of turn 4. Brandon Clues going around the outside of him. Jay Swafford is still in the mix. Of course, Robert Peterson is still in there. Spencer Ray is still in there. These past few restarts have completely discombobulated the field. And you can see playoff drivers all over the shot. Oh, Robert Peterson now into the side of Chase Swafford. He's going to get onto the apron and spin around. No yellow, though. We'll keep it green as he's able to save it. That dumps the 97 car, though, all the way to the back of the field. Tyler Granot, Grant Peterson, Cole Freilich. 3 cars within half a second, and then Conor LaFrance started to stretch his legs with the lead in front. Further behind, Ryan Dingler and Chase Swafford, 2 drivers that have had problems of their own. Oh, race, and now Jacob Noyes in front of them, having to a little half spin. When these guys cannot keep it off that apron, I mean, you'd think they would have learned by now after the first 4 or 5 times. You can't get on that apron. Now Chase Swafford going around. Swafford spins into the infield. He's going to get back on track. No problems, no caution. He's dropped a lot of spots, though. Sean Bounty, after being involved in 2 spins in the first 20 laps, has already battled his way back up to the number 8 spot, courtesy of a lot of that carnage that's been going on behind him. And then, of course, you're tracking Brendan Clues as he tries to fend off Sean Kaiser behind. Aaron Morton is still in the mix. I mean, holy cow. Talk about a wild ride these guys have been having this afternoon. There goes Bear Morton looking for the inside of Bounty. Not going to happen, though. He can't get the drive down coming off of turn 4. Oh, trouble front straightaway. Terrell Wheeler hard into the inside wall. Middle of the tri-oval, he's going to go around. Take a look back on what happened here. This is coming off of turn 4. Loose, loose, loose. Just ducked around Robert Peterson and pancakes the inside fence with the left side of the race car. How about Grant Peterson and Tyler Grinnell trying to go side by side down the back stretch? Grinnell way up to the outside. And Peterson takes that one away from the bottom. So Peterson up to the number 2 spot, but now they have dropped back 0.7 of a second to Conor LaFrance. Oh, Sean Bounty around for a 3rd time off of turn 2. And all that work has just been dashed as Sean Bounty slides to the bottom of the racetrack. Just got unsettled on those bumps, and that caused him to go around for the Rebel Racing number 34. And like so many others, he's going to need a caution. He's going to need one quick to get back in the fight. So watching the battle now for 3rd as Grinnell, Freilich, and Krudoff continue to have some good lunges with one another. Further behind, Jacob Noyes and Austin Gassion exchanging blows. That'll see Jacob Noyes fight his way up into 11th. And caution flag comes out. Chase Swafford hard into the outside wall in 3 and 4. So 3rd caution of the day, and Chase Swafford, a car that brings this one out. Is this with help? He's got Sean Bounty right behind him, but nope, no help. Lost that all by himself, and that is a vicious hit up into the outside wall of turn 3. That is a violent impact. Take another look. Just snaps. And that's going to be day over for him as well. Well, that was the caution that Sean Bound was hoping for. Several cars coming to pit road. Grinnell, Kluge, Morton, Kaiser, Noyes, Peterson, Kroll, Rucker, Boundy, McColgan, all into pit road. So we're going to have some yellow flag pit stops here while about the top 8 are going to be staying out. 4 tires and fuel. I'd be surprised if anyone took anything other than that, given that we're now 30 laps into this race, and already this track has proved to be a doozy for this pack. Off pit road, Grinnell trying to beat Robert Peterson, and he's going to get there with the shorter line of the curve. Here comes the rest. So, you see Terrell Wheeler getting the lucky dog. Free pass, caution flag, number 3 on the night. We'll be back in a moment on Green Flag TV.
Racing isn't easy, but experiencing it is. iRacing puts you in the driver's seat with the industry's leading sim racing game. Drive on laser scan replicas of the greatest racing circuits from around the world. Go head-to-head against other drivers chosen by skill-based matchmaking to ensure competitive racing at every level. Compete across all your favorite series. In officially licensed cars, engineered to deliver the most accurate driving experience possible. Join a race or host your own with players from across the globe. Race against the computer or in a league with friends. Feel the thrill behind the wheel. Visit iRacing.com.
All right, coming back to take the green flag, lap 38 of 143. Conor LaFrance taking off down to the turn number one. The rest of the pack in hot pursuit behind. Multiple cars sliding out in the background. You see Brett Rucker dropping to the tail of the field early. LaFrance leads the first lap back to Greg Krudoff, and Freilich looking to go. Double file down to the turn one. Dingler giving up a spot to Spencer Ray. Freilich pushing up for the bottom side. Justin Krudoff getting around there as well. Oh, Krudoff goes up and slaps the outside wall. Well, Ryan Dingler and Spencer Ray now in a battle of their own. Sorry, Cole Freilich and Spencer Ray in a battle of their own. The 15 still hard down on the inside of the number 6. Dingler gets a little bit loose out of turn 4, and he's going to lose ground to Tyler Greneau. So Greneau trying to throw his hat into the ring. Single file for several spots just behind Sean Boundy. Once again, trying to claw his way through the field. He's up to 12th, but still last out of the playoff contenders. Greneau and Dingler still scrapping it out. Meanwhile, further behind, looking for 3 wide. Brandon Clues, Sean Boundy, and Sean Kaiser all going at it. Boundy clears them both at the top side. Kaiser still fighting with Clues down low. Look out, Robert Peterson sideways. He's going to take out Sean Kaiser. Up the track and on the front straightaway, Terrell Wheeler into the infield. Brett Rucker with a hard hit. Robert Peterson with big damage, and that's Maxwell Kroll that took a hit. Man, just when it looked like it was going to get good as well, falls apart. Sean Bounty to look for the high side. Bear Morton got loose, and Kaiser just slipped up the racetrack. And then somewhere in the back, McColgan tanked the wall. And somewhere along the lines, Brett Rucker, just slammed into Robert Peterson. Take another look. This will be at speed. Brandon Clues lucky he didn't get anything worse. And, Purcell rebounded the 19 right in front of the 97. So all of that was just a massive case of nowhere to go. This is on board with Purcell. Oh, boy. That's such a vicious impact. We're going to ride on board here now as well with Brett Rucker, the driver that arguably took one of the hardest hits in all of this. Well, that was Brett Rucker arriving. Goodness gracious. That was Brett Rucker arriving on scene. It's Maxwell. I keep mixing these two up. It's Maxwell Kroll, his teammate, that took the hit. You see Purcell in front of him. Caution's not out at this point. About here it comes out, and by then it's too late. Tell you what, Sean Kaiser would have had a great angle of this from his perspective. Man, and then this is what Brendan Clues saw. And again, he's a very lucky driver not to have gotten involved any bigger in this. Right rear kind of glanced the wall, but otherwise he's able to more or less keep that car out of danger. So we're up to 4 cautions now, and we're not even 50 laps in. So we're averaging about 1 every 11 or 12 laps. Should be about 2 laps to green here before we'll get this race back on the road. Conor LaFrance has been doing a great job on holding on to that race lead ever since he took it early on. Haven't really seen anybody able to mount much of an offensive. So Conor LaFrance and Grant Peterson were already entering this race, as was Spencer Ray. So those 3 are good. Ryan Dingler, I don't think would be into the playoffs right now. Gassion would be close. I think right now, though, Sean Bounty would still be the 4th driver, but only by about 1 point or so. Conor LaFrance Jumps on the loud pedal and already shoots clear by about 2 car lengths as they come down to turn 1. Trying for it again. Grant Peterson trying to look for the inside. Can't get there in turn 3, but he's got something working for him. If he can just keep that momentum rolling. Spencer Ray clears for 3rd. Krudov slots into 4th. But Ryan Dingler trying to keep advancing his position further in the top 5. Sean Boundy gets up and into the door of Tyler Grinnell in 1. Grinnell trying to go for the over-under. Can't get there, though, with Boundy as he'll, Boundy's going to cling on to 6th while in front of him, Krudov and Grinnell. Or Krudov and Dingler fight it out for the 5th place spot. Now Tyler Grinnell trying to find the inside. Maxwell Kroll has come to pit road. And now, up high in 3 with 3 wide, Grinnell, Boundy, Krudov, all trying to scramble. This is, I think, going to be one of those big things where you really have got to try to figure something out. You have no idea how hard of a race this is going to end up being. I mean, this race. We mentioned how hard of a race this is going to be fought and how difficult of a racetrack this is to try to fight for a championship at. And, well, a lot of these drivers having to find that out firsthand this afternoon. Freilich and Krudov continuing to scramble. Oh, boy, look out, Austin McColgan. Getting into problems somewhere. The racetrack and around goes Dingler. Ryan Dingler scrambling. Oh, there's Cole Freilich into the infield. And the kart chase number 15 goes for a slide. He'll recover. Pulls off the 360 save down to the infield just shy of the wall. Watch as the 15 car here takes to the inside. And he had help. He got a door check by Krudov. Spun down into the infield. Whoa, and just mashed the throttle. What a save from Krudov and Freilich on that one, especially though from Cole Freilich right on board. That is incredible. Great job to keep that car off the wall. Looking for 3 wide as Gassione, Krudov, McColgan, and Kluge all under a blanket. Austin Gassione now driving it in deep into turn 3. Fighting it out for 7th place on what is one of the longest green flag runs we've had so far all night. So Gassione, McColgan, Kluge, Purcell, Sean Kaiser. Whoa, now around goes Chase Swafford. Chase Swafford sliding out, trying to hang on. He's going to bounce off the inside wall right back up to turn 1, and that's going to force the yellow. And that will bring an end to what was a great run of green flag racing. take a look back on what happened here to Chase Swaffer coming down into turn number 1. We'll take another look. This one will be at speed with Chase Swafford. Just got loose all by himself, and second he got into the flight over that transition, the back end finally came around. He had it gathered up, and now it just didn't go down the way he thought it would. He's going to go up and find the wall, though, in turn 1. Sean Bounty back up to the lead of the race. He did not come down a pit under this latest yellow flag. Quite a lot of dramas we've had so far all throughout this championship. And, well, to say it's been a wild ride, I think it's been a little bit of an understatement here this afternoon. I mean, this has been an insane race so far. Let's see. We can't get in touch with one of these drivers that is currently trying to fight for a spot to get into the Final Four. We'll bring up Robert Peterson, currently running in 14th. Robert, this is Noel Rempel up here in the broadcast booth. You got a copy?
I got you, man.
Well, this race has been an interesting one, to put it mildly. 5 yellows, not halfway through yet. You've been caught in a couple of incidents yourself, but the recovery drive still ongoing. You were on the bump spot entering tonight. Do you reckon you'll be able to fight your way into the Final Four for Auto Club?
The way this race is going, there's no telling what's going to happen, but going to have to do a little bit better than where I'm at right now. But, you know, got the lucky dog back on the lead lap after that last one, so, you know, can get rolling now, try and get some spots back. But unfortunately, I'm in the spot I kind of just got to hope for some bad luck for the guys in front of me right now.
Well, given how this race has gone, I don't think that's entirely out of the realm of possibility. It's been an aggressive run to start, and a lot of cars have been struggling more with loose conditions than anything. Is that going to be a trend that continues throughout the day?
I have no idea. Just trying to react to what I can see in front of me. Just, you know, try and keep it out of trouble, keep it straight, and we'll see where it shakes out at the end.
Well, we'll wish you the best of luck then while we continue to work away the laps. For now, you're still running in 14th with room to improve. We'll see you later.
Thank you, sir.
Robert Peterson from Badger Racing still looking to get himself in with a good run so far here this afternoon, as he'll be restarting now back to 16th spot as he is being dropped a bit further back. Sean Bounty still leads. Sean Bounty picking the outside for the restart. No surprise there. iRacing pace car set to pull to the pit road, this time by. And the Geico restart zone jumps to green, Sean Bounty. driving away with this one as Bear Morton remains down on the low side. Brendan Cluj and Austin McColgan sitting just behind. Remember, the top 6 or so did not come down to pit road under that caution. Cluj finds the outside wall. Stefan Purcell dropping back a few spots as he loses traction out of 4. And Terrell Wheeler now with an issue off of 4. He's going to go around. We won't get a caution because it's at the back of the field. But he had a moment and he nearly lost it into pit road with that. Jumping back to 43 car, just getting a little bit sideways and eventually spun up the wheels. And reversed it back up onto the racetrack. There's no yellow for it. Bear Morton, Ryan Dingler, Grant Peterson, Connor LaFrance. Double file, look at LaFrance! Stuffing it down the inside of 52. He's going to try to pick off Grant Peterson's teammate, Ryan Dingler, as well. Austin McColgan and Bear Morton still double file up the road as well. LaFrance is on the move with fresh tires. But his run will be stopped as Tyler Greneau has found himself facing the wrong way in 2. And we're under the caution for the 6th time tonight, and this one will take us past the halfway point. Man, I mean, these guys, they just cannot keep it clean this afternoon. Had quite a few good races. This is not one of them this season. Just getting loose. Turn 1. Seen that a lot today, and he's going to back it up into the wall and spin fully around. And that forces the yellow. That speed. No help from Krudov. This was all self-inflicted. This is just something about this racetrack that is causing everybody to just lose their marbles this afternoon. It's never been an easy racetrack, particularly for Gen 7 cars, but this is a new level what we're seeing tonight. I mean, maybe it could be the track temp. It's a bit chilly, down to 75 degrees Fahrenheit, so maybe that, but I don't know. You would have thought that after 14 races, these guys, they'd have a handle on how all these cars run, especially around each other, but well, this is just one of those tracks. It can do that to you. We've seen some races here that have gone nearly caution-free. We've seen some races here that have had almost 20 or more. So it can honestly go either way when it comes to yellow flags here at Iowa. Well, we're going to take ourselves with a step back. And when we return, it's more action from Iowa. We're at the halfway point. Ready to go. Back to green flag racing here this afternoon. As this pack is going to make itself up and working without too much left to do in this race other than, I guess, hang on and hope for the best with how this race has gone so far this afternoon. iRacing pace car is off. Sean Bounty to the restart zone. Green flags out. We're back to it. We're now into the second half of the round of 8 eliminator. Austin McColgan looking for 3 wide. Brandon Cluj in the middle. Bear Morton up on top. McColgan has to scramble down low, and he'll lose out on the bottom side, but still trying to stuff it in there. Barrett Morton now going to lose out from the top lane, and now McColgan spins out. And that brings out another caution. Back up into traffic, and we are under yellow flags once again. It's just people are getting too aggressive too soon. That's the big problem here. So many of these yellow flags could be avoided by just backing off a little bit. It's a long way to go. I mean, this is a long race. We're talking, I mean, we only just got to the halfway point, almost an hour in. Like, it's a long race. I don't know why we keep making all of these moves this early on. I'm going to be honest. It's just getting on the throttle too aggressively, not respecting the limits that the track has been clearly laying down. Just again, on the throttle too aggressively. Spins out the Sportsnet number 51. Goes for the full loop, and man, he's lucky there was nobody else coming up on him there. And forces the caution again. Out of 4. So far, this race has been a bit of a toss-up as things stand. Jay Swaffer getting his lucky dog free pass from the high side. We're going to try to see if we can't potentially dial up your race leader here. The man of the hour. He's been doing a good job so far today despite some early problems. Sean, this is Nolan Rempel up here in the broadcast booth. You got me?
Yeah, I got you. How you doing?
Oh, I'm doing just fine up here, but that car, it has seen some better races. I mean, it was a rocky start, 3 spins early on, but you fight your way through, and after not pitting a few laps ago, you're now leading the race. How are you feeling?
Yeah, we're on a bit of a different strategy right now. Yeah, I circle Iowa. Some people circle certain tracks as places they're going to do good. I circle Iowa as places that I really struggle at. Those 3 spins, I really hung on as long as I could, and then I opted for an alternate pit strategy, and I knew we were going to get off sequence. I don't know how many more cautions we're going to get. This helps us quite a bit, saving the tires that we put on here, and it's just going to be a gamble from here on when we pit again, and can we cycle with the leaders on the tail end of this race.
You are entering this race right on the bubble spot.
Yeah.
You were 4th place, only 1 point up. Are you confident that you can manage to try to survive Iowa, though, to fight it out at Auto Club?
Man, I'm confident that my effort can get the job done. 2 out of 3 of those issues at the beginning of this race, we were just caught up in somebody else's calamity, and yeah. I don't know. It was a crapshoot. I didn't think the race was going to start quite so bad. But yeah, we'll see. Depends on when we pit. If the initial leaders pit with us that next time around, if we can get far enough into the run and stay and hold our track position, it should be a cleaner race up front.
Well, we're about to go green here, so I wish you the best of luck, and we'll hopefully be talking to you again at the end of the night.
Yeah, I appreciate it. Thank you.
Sean Bounty currently leading the race. Now the question is, can he hang on over the next The next 64 odd laps. Sean Bounty takes over the race lead, and now Barrett Morton, Brandon Kluge, and Ryan Dingler. Cole Freilich all to the mix. Boy, I keep getting Freilich and Dingler confused all day so far today. 3 wide, though. Freilich to the bottom side of Morton. LaFrance pulling clear from the top shelf. Everything at this point, championship-wise and strategy-wise, completely up in the air. I think at this point, any plans that drivers have had, they've chucked them out the window. And at this point, they're just taking the punches as they roll. Spencer Ray trying to get in between Barrett Morton and Grant Peterson. He's not going to be able to get in up in front of the number 52 car. He's going to have to keep it pinned to the bottom side and try to get some momentum out of 4. I don't think he's going to get that momentum that he needs, though. But he'll get enough to go on the offensive, at least, against Barrett Morton down to the turn 1. And around goes Morton. Barrett Morton sliding into the infield, bouncing across the infield. No yellow. We will keep it green. Just hopping over that grass in the infield. And then Tyler Granot and Robert Peterson now going at it, along with Sean Bounty, now under fire by Connor LaFrance, who's got nearly 30 lap fresher tires than him. Grant Peterson and Brandon Kluge looking to go side by side as LaFrance takes the lead up from Bounty. The 69 to 52 continuing to slice and dice down from top to bottom, while Sean Bounty looking like he's on the backslide as those old tires finally start to show their wear. Cole Freilich now putting Bounty under pressure. He's going to try to go for the over-under as well, just like LaFrance did. He's got to run, but he's loose, and he's going to lose that run immediately. Back behind, Brandon Kluge started to slip back as well. Bounty, Freilich, and Ray continue to scrap it out. Grant Peterson still very much in the mix. Single file all the way from top to bottom. We're going to check back in on these fights deeper in the field with Austin Gassion, Sean Kaiser, Tyler Greneau, Robert Peterson, several cars that are still in a desperate position for the championship, most notably Robert Peterson. And, well, we'll have to cut back to that later. Terrell Wheeler with problems, and that puts under the yellow flag for the 8th time. We're starting to get a good run, and, well, Wheeler just got a little loose out of turn 4. Overcorrects up. Oh, just keeps it off the outside wall. Jacob Noyd is going to get by. Wheeler scrambles at the bottom, and he's going to spin it out down on the apron of the tri-oval. And back up the traffic. Didn't hold the brakes. Tagged the outside wall, and that is what forced the yellow. Was right there because he had a car coming up on him. This is that speed. Goodness, just avoided the outside wall the first time and then just backed it into it when he came back up. Multiple cars, pretty much everybody is at a pit road, save for a distinct few. Sean Boundy is in, obviously, along with pretty much everybody else. The top 4 staying out, so Conor LaFrance, Sean Kaiser, Tyler Greneau, and Robert Peterson all staying out on the racetrack. So we are now under the 50 laps to go mark. Yellow flag number 8. We have been racking them up so far this afternoon. At present, we still have 19 of the 20 cars on the racetrack. Maxwell Kroll, the only DNF so far in the afternoon. 18 of those are on the lead lap. Terrell Wheeler, the lone competitor that is laps down, that is still in the running right now, and he is about 3 laps down, though he might be 4 down if he doesn't get out of pit road quickly here to get ahead of the field. Pace cars off again. Back to green flag racing. LaFrance, Greneau, Boundy, and Sean Kaiser all under a blanket, and Tyler Greneau working up to the high side of turns 1 and 2. Back down to the inside of 3 and 4 is the 7, the 81, the 24, and the 34. Still all under a blanket. Conor LaFrance trying to pull a bit further clear. Remember, though, Sean Boundy now has fresh rubber under the car. And Might be looking to start to use that to claw his way through, but right now he's being held up like a cork in the bottle, courtesy of some ESM team play from Tyler Grinnell. Bounty, though, round the outside of 3 wide. Sean Kaiser loose. Kaiser slides into the infield. Does he hang on? He will, only just. We won't get a yellow. Still 3 wide. Cole Fraley now in the middle of Tyler Grinnell and Sean Bounty. Bounty clears for second. Now it's Jacob Noyes with problems on the front stretch. Noyes going to lose a healthy handful, but he'll be able to get himself back up and rolling after only losing 2 spots. We take the lap counter over to 100. Just 43 laps to go at the line. Grinnell, Ray, Peterson, and Dingler continue to duke it out with one another. Oh boy! You can see as well how the 51 of Austin McColgan getting a little bit crossed up. Gassion now to the inside of Ryan Dingler. And now Sean Bounty attacking Connell LaFrance for the race lead. But here comes Freilich as Bounty slips up. And Freilich, also on fresh tires, gets through to the number 2 spot. Cole Fraley now looking to the inside of Connor LaFrance. LaFrance immediately trying to go for that over-under. You can see him getting aggressive with it, trying to get some moves to the inside. Fraley gets into the wall. LaFrance back to the bottom side, fighting for the lead. Another caution may very well be imminent, so they're trying to duke it out before that yellow flag comes into play. LaFrance cuts off Sean Bounty. Just gets a hold of him. He was lucky that he wasn't given a big face full of bumper there coming down to the turn number 1. Trouble, big crash, front straightaway. McColgan around, Gassion around, Peterson around. Oh, look out, Swafford! Drills the number 1. And caution for the 9th time today. Robert Peterson started to get a little loose, got a bit of a tap from Ryan Dingler, and that sent him back up. Finally overcorrected, got in the Gassion. McColgan got tipped around as well. Colgan's able to save it. But then Chase Swafford coming up on the scene, and well, it's going to be out of shot on the left-hand side, but we'll take another look, and you'll be able to get a full view of it here. He's already seen him loose, and then still wrestling right there. Car just snapped. Purcell had to do a good job to duck around that through the infield end. Oh, boy, that's a hard hit. That might give Swafford a lot of damage to think about. This is on board with Stephen Purcell as he had to scramble through the infield to avoid the carnage. Yikes. I think he'll take the off-track 1X, though, as opposed to having to, careen right into the door of Austin McColgan. Under 40 laps to go. Yellow flag is out for the 9th time today. We'll be back in a moment.
Racing isn't easy, but experiencing it is. iRacing puts you in the driver's seat with the industry's leading sim racing game. Drive on laser scan replicas of the greatest racing circuits from around the world. Go head-to-head against other drivers chosen by skill-based matchmaking to ensure competitive racing at every level. Compete across all your favorite series. In officially licensed cars, engineered to deliver the most accurate driving experience possible. Join a race or host your own with players from across the globe. Race against the computer or in a league with friends. Feel the thrill behind the wheel. Visit iRacing.com.
Welcome back to Green Flag TV, ready to go back to racing. We are in the final 35 laps of racing action here this afternoon. Cole Freilich and Sean Boundy line up 1-2. Peterson and Ray just behind them. Krudov and Dingler on row number 3. Green flag back into the air. Do we go the last 30 laps clean, or will we get the caution counter into double digits? Cole Freilich clears for the race lead early. Sean Boundy falls back to second. Still a massive toss-up in terms of the championship points as to where things shake up for the final 4. Ray to the inside of Peterson. Cole Freilich continuing to hang on to the top spot for the time being. But Boundy continues to fight it out with Spencer Ray. He will finally clear for the number 2 spot. Single file for the most part behind, but you can still see drivers, trying to look into every little lane, trying to find any ounces of speed to be found. They know time's running out, especially for playoff drivers deeper in the field, like LaFrance, like Gassion, like Robert Peterson. There goes Grant Peterson to the inside of Spencer Ray. 2 more playoff contenders trying to exchange blows. And Ray hangs on from the top side for now, but Grant Peterson still fighting it out down low. Cole Freilich last lap by, fastest lap of the race, a 23.76. Brandon Kluge, oh, look out, McColgan catching the wall. And that's going to let Tyler Grineau get 3 wide down the inside of turn 1. Grineau trying to go 2 for 2, but McColgan battling back around the high side. McColgan, I think, going to be able to just try to hang on for now. Terrell Wheeler down low, and he's going to find the inside wall again. Back up the traffic. Look out. Holy cow. Brings out the yellow, and he's up on his side. Cole Freilich going to be out of the racetrack. Austin McColgan also having a problem. Was up in turn 2. Boy, that was a wild one, though, from Terrell Wheeler. Take a look. Loose again, off of 4. Bouncing through the infield into the inside wall, and then there was no attempt to stop that car as they came back onto the racetrack. hard into the wall, bounced around a bit, and then eventually rolled up onto its side. This might have been the incident that actually forced the yellow flag, as this was Austin McColgan going around. He got into it with Tyler Greneau. Oh boy, hard into the outside wall. That would do it, I reckon. So 2 different incidents. I think it was the second one that brought out this yellow flag, but still, just wanted to point out, no attempt to stop at all here for Terrell Wheeler as this car came back onto the racetrack. That's the sign of a man that has given up. And then this was McColgan. Just sent it down the inside of Tyler Greneau into turn 1. No room there. Just overcorrected. It snaps hard into the wall. Violent impact for the pole sitter. Ouch. About as hard of a hit as you could possibly take there. Trying to get a look at this from the wall camera here. Not sure if this will do it. We might get something though. Oh no, just out of shot on the other side. So, yellow flag number 10 is out. So far been one of the longest races of the Cup Series season. We are 1 lap to green. We'll get back to racing here this time by. iRacing pace car pulling down to pit road. Taking another swing at it. Tyler Greneau jumping in the restart zone. We're back to green, and he is already clear by 2 by the time to get down to turn 1. Jacob Noy's way up on the high side, fighting it out with Robert Peterson for the final spot inside the podium. Cole Fraley trying to open up the door as well. Several cars came down to pit road under that caution. 5th on back came down. The top 4 again stayed out. Oh no, he's getting a little sideways there as he came off of turn 2 and nearly took out Robert Peterson. Now he's sideways again in 3. Hang on, buddy. Does he survive? He gets hit by Dingler going around. McColgan gets caught up as well, and that forces another yellow flag. It's what, the 5th crash now that the poor 51 car's been involved in? Talk about a bad break. Dude cannot find one. This all started with Jacob Noyes. Started to go around all by his lonesome in turn 4. Might have saved it, but he got finished off by Ryan Dingler, and then Dingler came down and caught him in the middle. I mean, Colgan just had nowhere to go. Clipped the back of Noyes' car, though that sent him into the back of Dingler's car. Well, that was after everything had already gotten itself settled. He's already loose here. That's at speed. It's a tough break when something like this happens. And I mean, again, this is just another incident now to pile on to the list of them as we going on throughout this whole race. This is on board to Jacob Noyes. You'll be able to see Dingler in the mirror here. No one ever touched Noyes. That was all by himself. There's Dingler coming up. He's going to get hit. And here comes McColgan as well. Ooh. Caution 11. It's always a shame when it has to get to this point. Still get 2 laps or so before we'll go to green flag racing here. Ryan Dingler way down the field, kind of resetting things for the playoff situation right now. Dingler is way down the field. Right now, he is out of the playoffs. Robert Peterson was 1 point out, but with him leading the playoff drivers right now, Peterson is in. LaFrance is also in. Grant Peterson is in. I think right now it would be Peterson, LaFrance, Boundy, and the other Peterson that would be the ones to take the championship, to take the trip to the Final Four. Although I say that, maybe not. Maybe Robert Peterson would bump out Sean Boundy here. Because I just realized Spencer Ray is still in 8th. He's got a good shot. Austin Gassione would be out. So right now, I might be wrong. Brannigan for sure is out. So I think right now it would be Dingler. Yeah, it would be Dingler, Gassione, and Sean Boundy that would be out of this race. And Tyler Grinnell having some major technical issues here. It's not an ideal thing to happen for a restart. He is picking the outside line. I almost hope he's going to pull off to the outside and let the field through, because that's a dangerous thing to be having happening on a short track when you're leading the race. And the whole restart is depending on you. If Fraley tries to jump the gun from behind by anticipating where he's leaving at, that could easily cause a monumental pileup on the front stretch here. Green flag is going to come out this time by trying again. Kaiser did not leave at all off the restart. Robert Peterson looking to the inside. Connor LaFrance trying to go with him. Now looking for 3 wide. That's a brave move. We haven't seen it work a lot tonight. LaFrance hugging the apron, washed up a little bit from the inside, gets into the door. Robert Peterson, that sends Peterson up into Boundy, and Boundy catches the wall. Up front, Cole Fralick into the door of Tyler Grinnell. Trying to bump the 81 out of the way for the race lead. Cole Fralick entering this race with only 1 start. Sorry, 3 starts under his belt so far. Check that, 2 starts under his belt for Fralick. Started at Daytona, started at Gateway, hasn't been around since, and he just now cleared Grinnell for the lead. And now look at Grant Peterson sticking it 3 wide up the middle as Sean Kaiser got unsettled. Fralick has started to take off into the distance with nobody around to stop him. Grant Peterson and Connor LaFrance going at it. Oh, now the 52 getting a little crossed up from the 7. He's going to immediately cut back to the inside. Fight for the podium spots is on. LaFrance wins in that fight, and then we can check in on this big 2x2x2-way scrap further down the field. Oh, Kaiser loose sideways into the wall. He'll hang on for Ryan Dingler. Well, he'll hang on against Ryan Dingler for now. Stefan Purcell still lurking on the inside of the racetrack. Conor LaFrance getting around Grant Peterson. Tyler Granot was way sideways coming out of turn 4. And LaFrance looking to make that charge into second. Grant Peterson now down the bottom side of the 81 car. 9 laps to go. Another caution now would put us dangerously close to overtime. Here comes Sean Bounty, really fighting to see if he can't make the Final Four. If there's ever a driver in this season that deserves it, it would be Bounty. Whoa, big trouble! Spencer Ray up the track, into the wall, turn 1. And that will slow things down for the 12th time tonight. That's big news as well. That's a huge points contender that could now find himself on the outside looking in. I think that has just screwed Spencer Ray out of the chance to win a championship. He's in front of Austin Gassione. He looks to the inside. Gassione blocks and just, oh boy, I don't like that. I don't like that at all. Up the racetrack, hard into the wall, pancakes it with the left side. That looks like a real bad block to me, but then that's a nasty hit into the wall. We're right on board here with Spencer Ray. Now, Gassione could have been coming off the wall there. I'll give him some of the benefit of the doubt on that, but it doesn't look great. We'll jump back a little bit further. This will be coming off of turn number 4. We're right on board with Gassione. So you can see Gassione fighting it out with Spencer Ray, and he's going to really send the Hail Mary here down the inside of 3 and 4. Oh, that was the lap before, my apologies. This is actually quite a few laps before, so I'll have to jump a bit further up the field to really get an angle on this. Here we go. This will be coming off of 4. This is the lap of the caution. Watch this here. Up the track. Catch the wall. Hard to tell. Hard to tell. So Cole Fralick now leading the way. Now the big question, does this race go to overtime? We'd have to be under caution for another 2 laps where the lights go out for that to be a possibility. I think we will get about a 4, maybe well, it won't be a 4 lap, maybe a 3 lap dash here. So right now, LaFrance in, Peterson in, Bounty in. And with that move, that would put Gassione into the playoffs as well. Oh boy. So we will restart this race, still on regulation time. 3 laps to go when we take the green flag. Pace cars off. Into the restart zone. Oh, inside lane checks up big time. Cole Freilich takes off. Renault picks up the number 2 spot. 3 laps on the docket. Do we survive as they work the back straightaway? LaFrance picks up a run into second. We're into third. Now looking for second around the outside of his teammate Renault. Two laps to go in this one. Cole Freilich still way out in front. Nobody can catch him for the lead unless he makes a huge mistake. Coming around, looking for the white flag. Final lap this time by. Race is official. Spencer Ray looking for 3 wide. He is desperate, trying to find something, trying to see if he can cling on to the podium and just manage to get himself into the playoffs. Freilich, meanwhile, round the high side of 3 and 4. Cole Freilich with his first win of the season. Meanwhile, the fight for spots behind. Ray's up to 11th. Is that enough to hang on to a championship? Oh, it's going to be real close, I'll tell you what. I think Bounty may have just been bumped out. Whoa, and Spencer Ray not happy. Aiming for Austin Gassion. Tried to take him out after the checkered flag. Big dramas. Tempers are overflowing while Cole Freilich burns it down on the front stretch. So LaFrance is in to the Final Four. Grant Peterson is in to the Final Four. And I think with that, I think Gassion just bumped Sean Bounty out. Oh boy. Cole Freilich continuing to celebrate on the front straight in the meantime. It's only his 3rd start. His first one in quite a couple months. But able to come home regardless with the W. Take a look at the official post-race results here this afternoon. Freilich with the win. LaFrance in second. He should lock himself in with that. Austin Gassion still a question mark aboard the number 1, but I believe he is in as well. Tyler Grinnell finishes 4th. Grant Peterson is into the Final Four. Krudoff will be in 6th. Ryan Dingler will not be moving on to Auto Club. Sean Bounty, I think, might have just been bumped by Gassion with this podium. Fairboard was 9th. Rob Peterson 10th, and Spencer Ray back at 11th. I think the big question now is Spencer Ray still in, or has Sean Bounty managed to stay ahead of him in the points? Brandon Clusian 12th, Sean Kaiser 13th, Steph Purcell 14th, then it's McColgan, Noyes, Rucker, Wheeler, Swafford, and Kroll to close out the championship. We'll close out the race, sorry, not quite the championship. So we will have to wait for official word. But for now, we can at least take a step back and chat to all the drivers that looked to finish this race on the podium. We'll, of course, look to kick it off first and foremost with one Cole Freilich, the man that comes home.
It's time to get spicy here.
Hello.
Hello, yes, soundboards galore, but it is time to get, I guess, a little bit spicy. Your 3rd win, or not your 3rd win, your third, I can talk.
Get it, Nolan, golly.
I promise.
Come on, son.
Listen, it's been a long day. Your 3rd start, your first win of the season, and your first start since Gateway as well. Kind of take us through the afternoon because this race was about as unorthodox as they come.
I have this thing for winning really stupid handling races. And I don't know where I found speed because I was honestly an 8th place driver there. And we had a restart with like 40, 50 to go. And I don't know. I found something and it worked out for me that it just kind of worked out to where I guess Connor took 2 there. I don't know, but I felt really quick there and worked out pretty good with how the cautions fell. I'm actually kind of glad we had that yellow with the with I think 7 to go. I felt like I could have held on anyway because I had a big enough gap by that point. But I mean that restart really kind of played into my hands.
It was definitely a solid drive for you this afternoon. You had to really fight your way through the field to win this one. You started all the way back in 12th spot here, so this is the pace you had towards the end of the race. You mentioned having to take some unusual pit strategies to pull it off. How did the level of caution they have tonight kind of impact how your strategy panned out and how you had to think on your feet?
Well, I wasn't really thinking about strategy the whole night. I kind of ran tonight because my usual league on Tuesday nights we're off this week, and I'm still leading the points in that. But so whenever I lose the points lead, I might come back. Well, actually, the season will be over by that point, I guess. But yeah, I mean, I wasn't really thinking about strategy. I just kind of wanted to hang out here and race tonight, and everything kind of fell perfectly into place the way it needed to.
We have one more race left on the season, and of course is a swing out west to Auto Club. Will we be seeing you out for the season finale?
Unfortunately not, because I don't have 2 versions of Cole that can be at the same place at once. So I'm going to be racing my usual Tuesday night league, but you'll definitely see me next season.
Well, we'll make sure we'll see you on the track and keep an eye out for you. For now, congratulations on taking home the race win this afternoon, and, well, we'll see you then next season, hopefully.
Appreciate it, man. Appreciate the broadcast. You do a great job with these.
Thank you. Cole Freilich taking home his first win of the season and what will be his last start of the season. That brings up Connor LaFrance, now confirmed Final Four competitor. He will be moving on to Auto Club. Connor, it's got to feel good. Overall, you were able to come home and take a good second place this afternoon. How does it feel being locked into the Final Four?
It feels great. We've been really consistent all season long, so I was really hoping we would be able to do this. So I'm happy.
You had to really work for this second place this afternoon. You were caught up in a couple of incidents yourself. Overall, though, unlike some of your other playoff competitors, you were able to keep that car relatively clean this afternoon after what was an absolute carnage fest here at Iowa. You look between this week and next week. Do you think all the events that panned out tonight might have an impact on how next week goes down?
I don't know. Their tempers were flaring a little bit. I heard there were people doing some things that weren't making other people happy. So I'm sure tempers might be flaring a little bit, but I hope they don't bring it into next week. So.
Well, we'll hopefully see everything down at Auto Club. How confident are you that you'll be able to go for a championship out west?
I'm feeling really good. It's Michigan and Auto Club are pretty similar, so I got experience at both tracks as well also. So we just gotta keep the tires underneath us and stay out of trouble, and we can take that chip.
Well, we'll wish you the best of luck when we go racing next week for one final time. Congratulations on the number 2 spot, and we will see you next week at Auto Club.
Thank you very much.
Connor LaFrance comes home with the number 2 spot this afternoon, and that will bring up Austin Gassion, the driver that comes home in the number 3 spot. And, well, Austin, this race was not without some fireworks for you. We'll start with the elephant in the room. You had a pretty big collision there with one of your fellow playoff contenders, Spencer Ray. That caused him to go hard to the outside wall in turn 1. And he was looking to pay you back after the race with some interest. Overall, talk to your perspective on the incident and what went down with you guys post-race.
Yeah, that was a tough racing between me and him. I just want to send my apologies to him. I said it over race chat, but I just want to say it here. Sorry for the contact there. I didn't want to wreck him. I wanted to get past him clean. Hopefully he made it into the next round. Hopefully I didn't screw up his whole playoffs. But yeah, I mean, it was tight race between me and him. He had the top lane, the dominant lane at 3 and 4. That in 1 and 2 I got him. But when I finally got past him at a 3, I got just a smidge loose, and I tapped the wall, which slowed me down a little bit, and he got the run. And I guess I threw the block too late and chopped his blows and wrecked him there.
Overall, though, the race tonight was still an exciting one for that Busch Light #1. Kind of walk us through what the whole event was like and how you now find yourself with that final critical spot in the Final Four by a mere 2 points.
Oh, that's sweet. I made it. Yeah, this race was really all over the place. I thought I had a terrible qualifying lap. I ended up being good enough to start in the top 5. Then had that incident at the beginning of the race where I got spun. Then kind of just was on damage control there and go try to save tires, hope for a long run. And then I think me, Robert Peterson had or Pedersen. I don't know. I get the names mixed up. Me and him had an incident. Then I stayed out, didn't take my fast spare. The rear end was all messed up, so I was just hoping for a caution. And saving grace came, and somehow, some way, out of all this craziness in this race, I somehow made it.
One final race to go. Conor LaFrance, your own teammate, has already stated his aspirations to go for the title or go for broke this season. Do you reckon you're going to have any kind of a challenge for him?
Yeah, I mean, me and Connor are really level on pace at most tracks. Auto Club, I don't think I've raced it in the next gen a lot, but I mean, I'm in the same boat. I'm either checkers or records. I'm either going to be in the infield or I'm going to be the champion, plain and simple. So hopefully it's a good race next week. Hopefully we stay out of trouble, and hopefully next week at this time I'm celebrating the championship.
Austin Gassion takes home the #3 spot for Westerly, Rhode Island this afternoon, and he'll look to duke it out one final time for the Final Four next week. And for us, that is all the time we're going to have for one afternoon. But my goodness, I mean, what a race it has been this afternoon. That race was a tiring one, no doubt, for the field. And it's a long race coming up next with a pretty long drive going to be taking place at the Auto Club Speedway. 200 miles, 100 laps around that 2-mile facility. Before we get to all of that, we'll have the beer league out for the first time ever at Silverstone, coming on up this Wednesday and then on Thursday. It is the Martinsville Speedway for the Speed Cup Series. Only 2 races to go for their championship as well, with the SRA Mini Stocks back in action on Saturday night. If you want to find out more about who we are, what we can offer you, check us out today at www.greenflightTV.com. My name is Will Rempel. Thank you for joining us. We'll see you next week. One more time to crown a champion at Auto Club.